This is Misdemeanor, a custom RH800 Senator. It's powered by twin 200 Yamahas. It's wrapped in a vibrant burnt orange. It features a custom washdown bait board, a Minn Coda. It's got one of the most impressive practical lighting setups you'll find on an 8-metre boat. It's got a number of other cool features, and it's my good mate Dan Goviers' all new 8-metre custom setup. I'm Mark Cotton, and this is Senator Boat Banter. Well, welcome back to Senator Boat Banter. I've actually just had a coffee made for me, and I've got, what do we call this, Dan?
Apple cake.
Apple cake. 5-star treatment. Me and Dan are heading up on his brand new RH800 Senator, and we're heading up to D'Urville overnight. We're going snapper fishing, going to go for groper, we're going to go for kingfish. So we're trying to hit pretty much everything. So if you remember Dan from a couple of banters ago, he had the fraternal twin to mine, the 650. The plan was to do it in the shed like the last one. We decided we'd get on Dan's mighty RH800. We'll do this banter on board, out getting amongst it, testing it all in action.
Yeah, inline 4-cylinder, 200 horse Yemis. Cruise very comfortably. We're just sitting here just under 25 knots at the moment, burning 46 litres an hour across both motors. Yeah, those two motors, there's lots of torque there. When you hit a wave, you can go through it, keep punching through it, and obviously reliability as well. So you're running the Bruno autopilot, so that talks obviously with my 2 screens by electronics. Very handy, especially for long runs. Just keeps that straight run. You can either just press the autopilot on the control there and it heads to where you're going, or you can plot a course up through points on your plotter and go to on there as well. Got the new Yamaha gauges, all digital gauges, electronic. You can certainly, everything's all one compact unit. Nice to see. You can see everything from your revs across the engines, your trim, your speed, fuel's on there as well. Also what you've been burning in terms of your flow, how much you've used in the truck, how much distance you've covered. You've got some of the gauges in terms of batteries, oil levels, etc. And then you can go right into the menu and adjust many things. And you can also, they're talking through into the screens as well to the navigating system, so you can bring everything up and control it off there as well. Running zip weight trim tabs on here. They're just in auto mode at the moment, so it makes it nice and easy and does the thinking for you. Pretty accurate. If you move around a bit on the boat or someone moves around, it'll just take a couple of seconds to adjust, but yeah, it certainly makes it very easy to keep trim while you're stepping along. So we've gone for the new Fusion Apollo stereo. We've got speakers up on the eyebrow up here above the helm station, and 2 out on the main deck as well. Okay, so we've put 3 wipers on, 1 for each window. On the last boat I only had it on the helm station, and there's always a pane on the other side. So they're set up, we've got it plumbed into the freshwater tank underneath, so we've got the washers on there to obviously get a bit of salt drying on there. It makes it hard to see, so having those washers on there is great.
We're just heading up the inside of French Pass now. Going to head on the east side of the island. Skipper Dan's going to put us onto the giant snappers, giant kingfish and grouper. But we do need to catch some fresh barracuda because I like my giant barracuda baits. We're just about to pass through the bottom end of the Rangitotos, heading up the top, and on the way up through here we've kind of got a bit of it looks like a westerly, southwester through French Pass there, and then coming over the top, bottom end of the Rangitotos is a bit of a westerly, probably 13 knots, would you say, Dan? Yeah. But we'll head for a snapper first and then probably head out for a groper if that wind stays away. Alright, we're just inside of the Rangitotos now. There's a few birds working up. Dan's got a little lure. We're just going to try and catch kahawai or barracuda. We want some fresh bait for Puka anyway.
Fresh bait.
2 kahawai in. It's funny how much you can learn off other people when you come fishing. Dan's just found some fish. Just dropping now. Our first drop of the trip. He's just rigging up as well. Anything is valid tender. Even wonky gonks are a go, this one. Because wonkies are good for groper as well. Look how good a decky I am. Outstanding. I deserved that apple crumpet thing this morning. 2 lost lures, a tangle, a shark, and 2 barracuda. Not too bad actually. We want the cuda, so that's good going. That's successful, Dan. We'll take them. We're going to move on now because there's not much going on there. A lot of current too, so it's quite hard to fish. So we'll try next spot. Dan's on. First table fish is a giant blue cod.
That's good.
It's probably a 40 centimetre cod, wouldn't he, Dan?
Yeah.
What do you got, cod?
Yeah.
For cod's sakes. Well, we just had a try there. Got a couple of, I got 1 legal cod anyway. Now we're going on to the next spot. Dan's just cooked up lunch in the oven, and we've got savouries for lunch. Man, I want an oven on the boat. Cabin smells so delicious. Lunchtime and moving to next spot. Why twins and not go with 300 or something like that? Is that your decision for?
I was through talking with Senator, and I had some feedback that 300s was a bit underpowered for it.
Oh yeah.
Yamaha don't do a 350.
Yeah.
The 425 was a bit too much, so the only way I could get to the horsepower that I needed was to go down this road. So went for the 200s. I could have gone 175s, but same sort of weight as the 175s between the 200s, so just went that extra horsepower.
Well, we just smashed lunch. Dan found some snappers while we were eating lunch. So we just did the first drift and we're humming quite quick, so we're going to go back and drop way ahead of them and drift over them. Well, we managed a couple of little panty snapper, and now we're going to head out for a groper anyway. Tide's just changed, so groper time is the call from the skipper.
Now the tide's eased out a bit, we'll see if we can hold without too much current here. So we'll go onto the mark, going to spot lock it, which will hopefully keep us on the mark and over the fish. So we'll see how we go. hardwired the plugs in. Saves having a heap of batteries on board. Batteries don't go flat, just runs off the main batteries, and they work really well. So yeah, we got this made up a little bit bigger than the standard bait station. Nice wide bait board here for chopping, plenty of rod holders. We've got a kill tank just underneath here, so running water in here, so as you can see, you can spike the fish, you can bleed them out, drains down underneath the transom, and keeps everything neat, clean and tidy. Then once it's all bled and cleaned and all bled out, then you can make a slurry in here and then pack them in ice, or likewise you can pack them in ice after this. So this keeps everything central, you don't put blood everywhere, keep it all nice and easy to manage. Works well. So yeah, you can chuck your bait under there and keep it all out of the way. Hopefully turn this barracuda into a bit of fresh groper, but never can count your chickens with groper, unfortunately. The other good thing with the hose underneath here is you can just pull it out and wash your bait station down. Everything drains down into the bait station and underneath.
Dan's just chopped some super cute little bits of bait for grouper. Are we in the cod spot or groper, Dan?
Hopefully groper.
You know how I like massive baits, and then to see that harem of carnage of Dan chopping that giant fillet into 3 little pieces and hooking up.
And serving bait.
He's got a 3 tether rig as well. He's not mucking around. But those plugs on the side are awesome. I sort of was against them, but I think I'd probably get them now for ease like you've got, Dan.
Yeah.
He's got
no batteries.
No batteries, heavy duty, different heavy duty plugs. Bottom banger deployed. Dan's on. False alarm, that was a shark. It was a good shark. Why the 8 metre? From the 650 to the 8 metre. And the custom. So this is the first ever 8 metre?
Yeah, I think it is, like this design. So wanted a bit more room, a bit more space, a bit more comfort for the family. And 650 was a great boat, but trying to get away and do a bit of overnighting was just a bit tight. So we were looking at the 780 to get that extra beam, and we wanted to make the most of the cabin and make it a bit more comfortable for, you know, spending a couple of days away on. So we lengthened the cabin, make it a bit more usable, and obviously because we lengthened the cabin, we didn't want to lose all the deck space.
Yeah.
So we put another 200 mils on the deck just to create a good fishing space out here.
It is a massive deck. Do you know what's the length of it?
Not sure, it's just over 2 metres, maybe 3 metres, I'm not sure on the length, but yeah, the overall width is 2.8, so that's what creates that space.
Heaps of room.
You can fish 4 people pretty easy, not be tripping over each other.
Coda's holding this alright, eh?
Yeah.
We can see the benefit in it. Except it'd be good if it was a... It's definitely not groper.
I spent a lot of time with Andrew Avens, going through the build and the specs and the fit out, and spoke to Roger a lot up at the factory. Because it was a little bit different than normal, there was lots of different things I wanted to run past him and see if that would work. And so yeah, the guys at Senators were just so awesome to work with. Really, really good, and having that ability to get in contact with them was one good thing. And yeah, going up to the factory, you know, not all boat builders open up their factories to allow people to go in, and you know, fortunately I was lucky enough to do that. And you know, it allows you to just check on things, make sure things are right for where you want them, or if there's any changes. They don't like changes last minute. But,
you didn't do that many changes, did you?
Not too many. They accommodated it as we went, so yeah, it was awesome to build with.
You went up about 3 times through the build process, didn't you?
Yeah, 3 times during the build, and then the 4th time was when I picked her up to drive her home. And I made me feel part of the build all the way through, and you know, they send me updates all the way through the build photos and all of that as well. So that was pretty cool.
Because it's quite a process. So you've got both double walk-through transoms, yep. And you've got the extended duck boards with rails.
Yep.
And oh, come on!
That's
yeah, that's real messy. definitely sharky.
Yeah.
I've definitely got no bait.
Yeah, not a good sign.
But you got the extended duck boards, that's just for top water and jigging.
Yep, just create another fishing space on the back there. The height of the platform's actually up off the water when it's pretty calm, and those rails, you can lean against them. It's another great platform. And also during the summer when we're fishing in the bay, have a lot of stray lines and lines out over the back. If you didn't have access to over there, you know, you're a long way from the back of the boat.
Yeah.
Fishing from inside, so have that walk through you can access, and you know, burley off the back and a stray line off the back.
And the other beauty is you can walk from that side past the motors to that side, that we've already done that already.
Yep.
On those giant snapper we had earlier, those 20s.
Yeah, that's right.
20 centimetres.
Yeah, plenty of room, and it's a checker plate right through as well, so it's non-slip.
Yep.
Good for walking between both sides.
The height's good as well.
Yeah, and you can rest your thighs against it. It's pretty good.
Don't know about the groper spot, dude.
No.
I wonder if holding still in one spot's actually a good thing for groper. If you're on the spot, it would be, but
They
you kind of want to drift, don't you?
Yeah, that hasn't worked either though.
Anyway, Dan is hooked up on the other side. We've only got one shark. It's gone 420. It was quite violent bites, like you can see it now. When your rod's doing that gropering, that's junk for sharks, eels, that sort of carry on. Groper are more inhalers, so they the rod will just fold straight over, then they'll start fighting. So they more inhale than they do bite. Like me with the savouries we had at lunch, I inhaled them, and they were magical. How far, pal?
150.
Yeah, I got another eel. How far are you?
I'm ages 76.
Son of a...
Those eels are quite streamlined, so they come up quicker.
That's not cool. Hope he wraps around your twin motors. How far, dude?
10 metres.
Alright. Okay.
Top off.
Nice.
Finally.
Dude.
Sharks, eels, we've seen it all, but finally we got one. So this is what we came for, so good to get on the board with one.
Giant angry eels. At least we got one groper, Dan. It was worth it, mate. He's not a bad size one either.
Put him in the kill tank. That's why we made it big. Could have a quick jig. You know, if there's nothing there, then have a either go in here or out on the gun site.
Yep.
And then into Port Hardy in dark, I guess.
Roger. Probably got about half an hour light left, and we're going to have a jig for a kingy now. Tough day, pal. Hey. We decided to pull pin, and we're making our way through the passage, and Dan was just spotted some big splashes. And then I had a look out and realised it was, what were they? Humpback whales. We're just going to head up into First Arm, is it, Dan? First Arm. First Arm, and park up for the night.